New Orleans es considerada una de las ciudades más embrujadas del mundo. Podemos agregarle algún film que hable de esto y tendríamos, por sexto año consecutivo, el Festival de Cine de Terror de Nueva Orleans. Esta edición se lleva a cabo en el Estudio de Arte Castillo Blanco en St. Cloud Avenue.
Ciao, I'm Gioretta, and I'm an actress that worked in Italy, although I'm American. And I'm so happy to be here at the Nola Hara Film Fest.
10 years before I took over the ownership.
El festival abrió la edición con alfombra roja para el estreno de la película del cineasta Darren Lynn Bousman, Abattoir o El Matadero, filmada en nuestra ciudad, en donde Julia, una curiosa reportera, envuelta en una aventura ecléctica, mezclada con lo que se conoce como nuevo cine de terror, asesinatos y misterio. Tuvimos la oportunidad de conversar con el fundador de este festival, J.T. Season, y el codirector del festival, Charles Lucia.
So this is the 6th year for the NOLA Horror Film Fest. We started in 2011, and
I was but a volunteer at the time.
But a volunteer. Yeah, it was a passion project. It was something that we started out of love for horror films and for the community, and basically we started it because we found out that New Orleans did not have a horror film festival. But we keep growing every single year, and we just get amazing, amazing films submitted to us. And this year is probably, I think, our best year.
I'd have to say so.
For films.
Film submission-wise?
Film submission-wise, and the quality of the films are just really, really, really awesome.
The year is 2047, a century of technological revolution.
And one of the things that we try to do with the film festival is to try to get distribution for some of the films that we absolutely believe deserve it.
Yeah, we have a partnership with Terror Films, and last year's Best Feature winner, The House on Pine Street, was actually picked up by Terror Films for distribution at our festival.
Yeah, and then after they were picked up by Terror Films, they actually got distribution through that.
The horror film industry is still going strong. I mean,
to be perfectly honest, I think it's probably one of the most live aspects of film there is, in the sense that a lot of these films have to find their own funding. They don't have Warner Brothers or someone else behind them giving them $30 million to do a film. They have to scrape together their pennies and find backing and do something that's a labor of love. And an extraordinarily high amount of high-profile actors, directors, producers, all started in horror.
Yeah.
I mean, going back to Lon Chaney. I mean, to the beginning days of films before you even had sound.
You're going to see films that, you know, are not remakes and are not sequels and original ideas. This is where you're going to see the original material. Everyone's complaining about how Hollywood is all just about remakes and reboots and sequels
and no original content.
And no original content. And
this
that's
is where
true.
the original
this is where the original
content
content happens.
Yeah,
it's right here.
It's a fact. And then you want to show people something that transcends, you know, your normal idea of what people think horror might be. You know, a lot of times people have an idea that it's low budget, or that it's no budget, or that it's going to be terribly shot, or the production value is going to be low, or the actors are going to be terrible. And in our experience, that's not the case. We have some extraordinarily amazing films that, personally, I think should be up for Academy Awards, but I don't get to make that decision. So
maybe someday.
Maybe. I don't want that. No.
Too much pressure.
Too much pressure.
También tuvimos la oportunidad de conversar con algunos directores que asistieron al festival.
My name is Ryan Gregory Phillips, and I'm the writer, director, editor, producer of Shortwave. Shortwave is about a married couple, husband named Josh and wife Isabel, who lose their youngest daughter to a child abduction. So our lead actors, Juanita Ringling and Cristobal Tapia Mons, are from South America, Chile, as well as our director of cinematography, or our director of photography, Lucas Gath. He's from Argentina. very big role in the film, using Latin American and out of the United States actors. They bring a whole new perception and realism, I believe, to the cinema market, and not using big names to sell movie tickets, but focus more on the art. And I think it was something very magical that we kind of created.
I'm Darnell Sheffield, a producer of Monster Anonymous.
I'm Michael England, producer of Monster Anonymous.
And Monster Anonymous was filmed in, actually Ocean Springs, Mississippi.
Je vous, elle vit.
The essential story is a young man falls in love with a voodoo priestess, and tragically she's killed, and he hears a legend that if he takes her body to the crossroads, he might be able to make a deal with a spirit or an entity that he finds there to possibly bring her back to life. The idea actually came to me 2 or 3 years ago. I made a trip here to New Orleans, and I got to meet with Miriam Shermani, a few other people that are voodoo practitioners, and kind of speaking with them, and then just being really inspired by the architecture, the culture, and the swamps that are around here in New Orleans.
Sin duda, este festival es de lo mejor que tiene esta ciudad y poco a poco se ha ido consolidando en el difícil mercado de terror americano. Esperamos ansiosamente el próximo año.